Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that. And also apologies if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well. If there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it can't be helped, and hopefully it's not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision related video here on my channel, and one that I am filming on a bit of a whim. I've no idea if anybody is really going to be interested in this sort of thing, but I have filmed videos like this in the past, and I thought that I would do so again for 2024. This video regards the Eurovision CDs, which are always released around this time of year, and the 2024 CD, which is not actually officially released until tomorrow. As I talk to you now, it is Thursday the 18th of April. But today, the 2024 CD arrived in the post for me, a day early. Okay, I'm not complaining, so I thought that I would sit down and go through all of the Eurovision CDs that I own. Maybe you own all of these, maybe you don't, maybe you're thinking about starting a collection. Certainly, you can get all of these online, second-hand, for what I think is a relatively decent fee, although of course the further back in time you go, it might be a little bit harder to get your hands on a copy, and that goes for the DVDs as well. I only own the 2004 contest on DVD. I've just never got around to buying the other editions on DVD over the years, and to be honest, you don't really need to buy them, because most of them are on the Eurovision Song Contest YouTube channel. You can just go there and watch them if you so wish, with adverts though, unfortunately. So, here we go. Let's go through them one by one. Like I said, I have filmed videos like this in the past. I may go back and delete the older versions, because this is now, of course, the most up-to-date edition of this type of video, I guess. So first up, not that you can really see these on camera, I know, but this is the 1999 CD, the Jerusalem Staged Contest. This was the first attempt, I believe, at releasing a Eurovision compilation. It's not an official EBU type release. This was released by IMP Records, which I believe was, and perhaps still is, an Israeli record company. And I think because of licenses and things like that, some of the songs from the 1999 contest aren't on here. But we do have the likes of Spain, who finished last that year, Belgium, that was song 2, Estonia, and of course the host nation. The UK's entry isn't on here, for example. But this is the 1999 CD, and I've spoken about this before. How I managed to get this was, a couple of years ago, a subscriber to my channel saw me making a video just like this one, I believe, and reached out and said, the 1999 CD, I'm in Israel, I have a copy of it, you can have it if you so wish. And I replied and said, well, I would be very grateful for that, but you really don't need to do this. And they came back to me and said, actually, it's no problem at all. So a couple of weeks later, this arrived in the post, and I'm very, very grateful for it. Great condition, considering how old it is. In terms of the little booklet inside, it does have images of the winner and the runner-up. So this was clearly released after the contest took place. It also has a few facts about each song. It says here, Bobby Singer for Austria, fantastic. Bobby, 18, wrote and composed the song herself. Other songs of hers saw great success in her motherland. It also says Vanessa Schinitor for Belgium. Vanessa got special advice from Johnny Logan, etc., etc. For extra tips, she called Dana International, last year's winner, on her mobile. Any other interesting facts here? What else does it say here? Oh, there's no facts about Spain. Oh dear. Then it has a picture of the IBA production team, and interestingly enough, this man here, his surname is Goldfinger. Very James Bond, fantastic. And there's a few other bits and pieces as well, images of the hosts. The UK, Netherlands, Cyprus and Poland do not feature on this CD, which is a bit of a shame, but there we are. A collector's item, I suppose, the 1999 CD. Then we move on to 2000, and we have the Lips logo, which you can just about make out there. This was the Stockholm contest. All of the songs are on here, released by BMG, and the CD inside is blue as well with all of the stars. The little booklet, very simple, no message from the executive supervisor, but this does have all of the songs on it. And I think I bought this one online, secondhand obviously, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. 2001, the cover looks almost exactly the same. This was Copenhagen, of course. And inside the CD, pretty much exactly the same. We do have a message from the editor of Eurosong News, Ivor Little. And I'm not going to read it out, but we do actually have images of the artists here as well, such as Antique for Greece and Scamp for Lithuania, for example. Like I said, you can't really see these, but believe me, they're there. And again, this CD I bought second-hand a couple of years ago. Not for much either. Then we have 2002, Estonia. Interestingly, it doesn't say Tallinn, it just says Estonia. Again, the front cover looking almost exactly the same. Again, I bought this second-hand several years ago. The CD looks pretty much identical as well. Again, the message inside, there's 2 of them, 3 of them this time. There's a short piece by Christine Marchal Ortiz, who was essentially the Martin Österdahl of her day. And then we have another message by Ivor Little and also Jan Feddersen, who wrote a book about the contest. And again, inside, images of all of the artists, such as Sestre for Slovenia, and we also have Prime Minister for Russia. It's hard to believe that was actually a Eurovision entry for the likes of Russia, but there we are. So that was 2002, and then we move on to 2003, and the cover's the same, except it's brown. Not that it really shows up on camera. The story with this CD is as follows. A few years after the Riga staged contest, I was in a music store, and this was for sale, brand new, and I couldn't believe it because it was years after the event. So I picked it up, and I listened to it when I came home, and all the memories of all of the songs came flooding back, even though it had been years since I'd seen the performances. So when I say that 2003 is the first contest that I remember watching, I'm pretty sure it must have been, because years after the event I could recall all of the songs and remember bits and pieces about the performances, even though I hadn't seen them for a long time. So anyway, this was Riga, CD, brown, message inside by Jan Feddersen and Ivor Little. And I've actually, for some silly reason, years and years ago, written inside scores for some of the countries. I don't really know what that's all about. But there we go. We have Beth for Spain. She's there. Urban Trad for Belgium, etc., etc. A contest that has a very special place in my heart. 2004, 20 years ago, this I bought second-hand several years after the event. 2 CDs, EMI CMC releasing this now. Fantastic. There's a message in here from Svantis Stokselius, who was the executive supervisor way back in the day. This was the first year with the generic heart logo as well, so that's 20 years old this year. We have Jonsi for Iceland, lots of images there. We have Marion for Monaco, I wonder what she's doing now. Max for Germany, of course he tried again to represent Germany this year. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. Will Turkey come back in 2025? Watch this space. Both discs are white with flags all over them. That sort of thing. So that's 2004. 2005, very similar. I think I bought this second-hand again several years after the event. Kyiv, 2005, all of the flags there. Originally, the Lebanon flag was on the front cover of this, but they withdrew late on in the day. The first CD, white with blue font. I think the second one is white with yellow font, and it's just fallen apart in my hands. That's fantastic. It is quite old, though. Another message from Svantis Stokselius is here. Yes, indeed. Get in there. And we have images of all of the artists, which I've given a score out of 10. I gave Andorra 7.9 out of 10. I wouldn't be doing that anymore. Germany 6 out of 10. Israel 7.1 out of 10. Moldova 8.3. Stop, she stub. Yes, I probably would give that the same score again, to be honest. Heavens above. Ukraine, 7.3 out of 10. Really? The same as Latvia? I don't think so. Anyway, that's 2005. I don't know if this video is interesting to anybody, but I'm going through it nevertheless. Moving on to 2006, Greece. We've got a blue front cover now. Feel the Rhythm. There it is, the 2006 contest, not one of my favourites. The discs look a bit like that. We have a message from the executive supervisor again, Svante Stokselius. He was in the role for a number of years. We've got images of Las Ketchup for Spain. I think they're still making music, but don't quote me on that. Treble for the Netherlands. I wonder what they're up to these days. And, of course, the likes of Carola for Sweden and Harry Matahari for Bosnia. Rumours are that Bosnia could be returning next year. I saw an article about that just a few hours ago, as a matter of fact. Lovely stuff. The more the merrier. 2007, what a great contest this was. Helsinki. This great kaleidoscope-type pattern on the front, and the discs reflect that, as you can see. Fantastic stuff. Another message from the executive supervisor. We have Scooch for the UK. That was a low point, wasn't it? Verka Serduchka for Ukraine. Sofo for Georgia. It's not far off 20 years since they debuted. And Eric Papalaya for Austria, among others. Really great contest. But it is tinged with sadness for me because my grandmother actually passed away on the day of the final, just a few hours before it began. Then we have 2008, and we have this musical symbol on the front. Belgrade, of course, in that vast arena. 2 semi-finals for the first time. We have a message, again, from Svante, who I think was sitting amongst the fans in 2008. We have Azerbaijan's debut, Laka for Bosnia, Kalamira for Greece, fantastic. Pirates of the Sea for Latvia, that sort of thing. Yes, there was quite a bit of eccentricity on display in 2008. There we are. 2009, Moscow. We have this sort of musical note and feather type pattern, I guess, on the front. Blue, orange and red. Lots of songs were involved. That's what the discs look like. Quite a nice design. Whip this out. Another message from Svante. And we have all of the songs on here too. Sakis Ruvas, Patricia Kars, Chiara again. Svetlana for Ukraine. There we go. Lovely stuff. These are just nice items to have. And I think my brother bought me 1 or 2 of these CDs several years after the event. But I'm pretty sure this one here, 2010, I could be wrong, this might have been the first one that I actually bought myself when it was released. This was Oslo, Share the Moment, all of these bubbles on the front, black, pink and gold. The first CD is indeed pink, I think the other one is black. We have the booklet here, Svante, still the man, front and centre. We have Hera Björk, her first effort. There she is. Doesn't look much different these days, to be honest. For Iceland, we have Kristina for Slovakia. That was criminally underrated. 3+2 for Belarus, and so on. No LED screens in Oslo that year, of course. Just various lighting techniques. 2011 was Dusseldorf. All 43 songs. We're lucky to get over 40 these days. But there we go. Purple front cover. Black disc with the pulsating heart there, that you can see. Jon Ole Sand stepped in. My word, yes. What a very, very messy contest this was. Close semi-final results. A surprising winner, Geteriani, who is just a few days older than I am. There she is. For Estonia, I'd like to see her try again. She has a child now, I believe. Shoni's Friends for Iceland. Erik Saade for Sweden. He'll be back in Melfest before you know it. Stella Mwangi for Norway. She was expected to push for the win. Never happened, didn't even qualify. But there we go, that's the 2011 contest. We're rattling through them now. Next up is Baku in Azerbaijan. Light Your Fire, this orange front cover. Lots of songs, lots of great songs. Very nice artwork, I would say, for this one. Lovely stuff. The postcards. Do you remember them? I thought they were very, very boring, if you ask me. Another message from Jon Ole. Pastora Soler for Spain, the #1 reason why we need juries in the grand final. Nina Zilli for Italy, she was one of the favourites, never really came close. The grandmothers for Russia, heavens above, not far away from toppling Sweden in the public half of the results that year. Sofie Marinova for Bulgaria missed out on the tie-break rule. Lovely stuff. Wonderful. That's 2012. I never really gravitate towards that contest, but I do like many of the songs. 2013, of course, was Melbourne. Yes, indeed. We Are One with the butterfly on the front. Fantastic stuff. And I actually have the note from Amazon in here. I ordered this on the 28th of March 2013. It cost me £10.99. Disc 1, light blue, as you can see there. Another message from Jon Ola Sand. Well, we had Emily de Forest, Aliona Lanskaya, Ryan Dolan, Margaret Berger. Talking of Ryan Dolan, the results from 2013 were also a little bit all over the place, because he wasn't last with the jury or the public. He really wasn't last at all with the public, and yet he finished last anyway. Very bizarre. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. And I must say, the stage design for this year in the very same arena looks a hell of a lot better than it did back in 2013. A lot more modern, I would say. Anyway, 2014, this was Copenhagen again. The diamond on the front, hashtag join us. And I have a slip of paper in here again. £10.88. Lovely stuff. And that's what one of the discs looks like. These CDs, because we're moving forwards in time, these ones really aren't difficult to get a hold of now. We have Bassim, Conchita Wurst, May Feingold, she should have qualified, heavens above, and indeed Rainmaker, which was the interval act song by Emily de Forest, and that could have won Eurovision if you ask me. But there we are. Lovely stuff. That's what the inside of the booklet looks like. Very simple. Lovely stuff. Some people don't even listen to CDs anymore, but I must say it's nice to have these. Then we have Vienna, Building Bridges. Very nice artwork. One of the better things about the 2015 contest, because I thought the stage and many of the songs were fairly average, and indeed the presenting. That's what one of the discs looks like. Very nice. The 60th edition. Again, they're all here. Italy, Il Volo, Boggy for Hungary, Bojana Stamanov for Serbia. I'm just naming people at random, but that's what the interior of the booklet looks like. Pretty bog standard. Lovely stuff. And then, of course, we were off to Stockholm again. There we are. Lovely. Here we go. Come Together. Fantastic stuff, with all of the dandelions on the front, I guess. So, that's what one of the discs looks like. Very nice. Pietra and Mons presented. Lovely. And we have Amir, Nicky Byrne, Ira Losco, Serhat. He's there somewhere. There he is. Lovely. 2016 was a particularly strong edition, and of course the first year with the current voting system in place. 2017. Celebrate diversity with 3 male hosts. Back in Kyiv. Blue and red, the colour scheme, 43 songs. Wasn't that long ago when everybody wanted to take part and nobody was getting booted out. The same old stuff really. Demi for Greece. Triana Park for Latvia, expected to do well, never happened. Robin Bengtsson for Sweden, and several others that you can see there as well. That's 2017. And I'm pretty sure it was this next one. There was a real delay. I think they lost the package or something. I can't remember what happened, but this is all aboard. Lisbon 2018, a nice seashell on the front, and a light blue colour scheme for a change. So there we go. That's what one of the discs looks like inside. Disc 1, all aboard. Another message by Jon Ola Sand. A very strong contest indeed. Fantastic stuff. Sar Alto, Eleni Ferreira, Netta, Whalen, Sanja Ilic, etc., etc. There's Netta just there, I believe. Very easy to recognise. 2019 was Tel Aviv. Dare to Dream. This star on the front. Gold and blue, the main colour scheme. 41 songs. Excuse me, that's what one of the discs looks like there. Pretty simple. And again, very, very simple stuff inside. Michaela for Malta. She did a song with Ira Losco called Cannonball, which is very good. Luca Hani Yotzi Papai, Carousel. There's a song that nobody really talks about these days for Latvia. But there we go, that's the interior of the booklet. Still using the generic heart logos, I must say. 2020, the contest that never was. A tribute to the artists and songs. This was released after the contest was supposed to take place, I believe. And we've got the CD in there. Very nice artwork. And there's a message from Jon Olesand in here. Music is eternal. Wonderful stuff. I'd like to make a video about 2020 again, actually, because I feel like a lot of the songs, people haven't forgotten them, but they're not really spoken about very much at all these days, and it's only been a few years. We've got Diodato, Destiny, Effendi. A lot of the artists were back a year later, of course. But there we go. There's the Roop, I believe. Moving on to Rotterdam 2021, and slightly different artwork. 39 songs, open up. There we go, very colourful stuff. And that's what one of the discs looks like. If you go onto Google Maps and go past the Ahoy in Rotterdam, they were driving past at the time Eurovision was taking place, I believe. We have Martin Österdahl, his first message in the Eurovision booklet. He's a very popular man at the moment, I think we all agree. But we have Dardi and Gagner Magnith, Natalia Gordienko, Montaigne, who wasn't on the Eurovision stage, of course. That's a real shame. Måneskin, and so on. There we go. That's what some of the artists look like inside. Lovely. We're getting to the present day, dear viewers, and we have we have 2022 next. Turin. And this sort of swirling pattern. 40 songs. Ah, yes. I don't always order stuff on Amazon, I must say. But there's a receipt. 26th of April, 2022. Slightly later than usual. The Sound of Beauty. That's what disc 1 looks like. And inside we have Brooke, Andrea, who nearly qualified from semi-final 2, Stefan, Reddy. I think they've split up, which is a real shame. The drummer has had a child within the past year, I believe. A very good drummer indeed. Cornelia Jacobs, Wursh for Romania. Yeah, there they all are, many of them. Lovely stuff. Not a bad contest, although, you know, there were obviously technical difficulties here and there. Last year, I picked this up. Yes, I ordered this online. I picked up the programme from the Eurovision, not the Eurovision Village. I picked up the programme from the Eurovision shop that there was in Liverpool on the day of the final. A yellow front cover this time with the pulsating heart. 37 songs. That's what the interior looks like. Very nice as well. Another message from Martin Österdahl. We're good to go for an unforgettable Eurovision Song Contest. I think he says the same thing this year. We've got Blanca Paloma, Karia, Riley, Wild Youth, Luke Black, and so on. And then, of course, this year. And the cover is pink. Pink and yellow, really. United by music once again. It doesn't really show up on camera. But this is the 2024 CD. And disc 1 looks like the front cover. And then disc 2 is this rather nice deep blue shade. But inside, yes, we're good to go for an unforgettable Eurovision Song Contest. I think he's just copied and pasted his message from last year, pretty much. But we have, of course, Baby Lasagna. That's what the middle looks like. Yellow and pink, doesn't really show up. Angelina Mango, Joost Klein, who's just known as Joost in this booklet. Megara, Raven, Ollie Alexander, lovely stuff. Fantastic. Oh, yes, there we go. Eurovision 2024. There we go. That is all of the CDs. Maybe interesting to some of you, maybe thoroughly dull to others, but I thought I'd go through them. And let me know if you have any of these CDs, or if you'd like to get your own copies at some point in the future. Let me know as well if you've got any of the DVDs, because I always feel as though they're a little bit harder to get a hold of, and I would like to own all of the DVDs at some point, but I think certainly 2004, which I've got, 2005 I mean, 2006 and so on, you know, the earlier ones, they're either a little bit too pricey, maybe, especially when you consider in VAT and posting and packaging fees and things like that. But I would like to own them at some point, absolutely. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back with another Eurovision-related video very soon. I am working on the 10 great national final songs of the season video. That will be surfacing at some point, all being well, within the next week. And thank you very much to all of the new subscribers. We're over 950 now, which I can't quite believe because it was only 5 minutes ago that I reached 900 and I was talking about that. I cannot believe my crappy video quality is raking in the new subscribers. But I'm very grateful. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.